I think the only thing I have issue-wise, if you want to call it an issue, the only suggestive feedback I'd put into the box would be Saturdays just don't hold anything. I liked it when it had meaning. You know, the way that you finished in the race meant that's why you qualified for the next day. And I know some purists maybe didn't like that so much, but it meant Saturday had something to fight for. Whereas now it's not so much. So I liked that format, but I'm not against it.
Yeah, I'm not fundamentally. I think there's still more to do. I think you need to make sprint qualifying feel different.
Yeah.
Because I don't know about you, but whenever I'm doing my post-race wrap, after the Sunday, and I'm thinking about qualifying, I just get the two mixed up all the time because they're exactly the same format.
Ask me anything about Friday qualifying on Sunday morning. Nope.
No idea.
I'm like, someone qualified somewhere.
There were 2 pole positions, probably both.
And even when you're writing it the next day, you're like, okay, so hang on a minute. That was qualifying for the sprint. And then you just, so that's the one thing, not a clue. And also on Fridays, we don't have to mandatory speak to the drivers. So if some big drama happens, TV does, but written media doesn't speak to the drivers after qualifying. So if something big happens, then it's just like, okay, speak to you on Saturday afternoon after the sprint race. But by that point, you've had another qualifying session and a sprint race.
Everything's
so
moved
it's madness.
On. That is, I know, I feel like I can endorse this more because I know Fernando Alonso suggested it, one shot.
I thought you were going to say, because I know Fernando Alonso. I was like, oh, right, okay. So we can get him on.
Dropped him a little DM before we started.
Actually, he's just messaged this second.
Can't read a word of Spanish.
Hola. No, that's it.
No, he's said about one shot, and I've been saying about one shot. I'm sure plenty of you listening, I've been talking about this.
One shot.
I think just give it a go for the sprint.
Yeah.
Just give one shot a go. I'm not sure, you could find a way of trying to because people, every argument against it is, it's not fair because of track evolution. But there's lots of things that aren't fair about normal qualifying, like traffic getting in the way. You wouldn't have that with one shot. You still have track evolution. You would have teammates drafting each other and giving slipstream. That
Formula E do it? Didn't they do one shot at one point?
I think
they did.
Top
10 was the one shot, because
they've got that whole new format, which is actually quite
shock. Yeah, they've had a lot of different formats in their qualifying.
I quite like their current format for Formula E. I wouldn't want that. Not in F1, but I quite like it for Formula E. I think it works there.
Yeah. Now I remember they definitely did. Again, I'm sure I'll be corrected, but they definitely did a top 10 shootout. I'm sure
and
they
F1
did.
used to have it.
F1 did
briefly.
F1 had it for a bit.
But the coverage was it wasn't very good then. But you've got so many camera angles. You could make a massive song and dance with graphics of this is so one person's doing their lap and the next person's maybe, I don't know, once they cross the finish line, just so they definitely haven't crashed on their lap. Then the next person can start, and you can use all the different camera angles, and you can tell a story and really make bring eyeballs to each car.
I just think it needs something different. I don't care what it is, to be honest. They could take away the wheels and see how it worked and just run the car. I don't care what they do. Yeah. It just needs to be
I'm up for it.
Slightly different. Yes. see if that works. I mean, Max will still win, but but I just think it needs to be rather than. But then I speak to other people and they like the standalone event. So the answer is you can't please everyone.
Yeah,
but please,
true.
Could we just please me? And that'd be fine.
Yeah, I mean that's what really matters.
Yeah, as long as clearly. This is about me.
Yeah, I think it will change. I like that they've been experimental to an extent. And I think you've got to try because there's certain things that in theory they might make sense, but actually in practice, there's people far more intelligent than me making all of these decisions and calls, and sometimes they get them wrong as well.
Yeah, I know they're trying. Obviously, it's getting a bit. I will say it's getting a little bit complicated with the amount of changes. Obviously, they put the 88 tires in as well for a couple of the races this time to try out new things. So nobody likes that, as it seems, because nobody likes the hard tire. But it does seem like you're building this audience of getting lots of people in the sport, and then you are overcomplicating it just a little bit. So it could have been that's why they went back to just a straight format Saturday. Then it doesn't confuse it for the next day for the grid and things like that, and it has a standalone event. And that could have been why they did it, to make it easier. But there is a lot of complications that come with F1 at the moment. I think,
and it sounds like a lot of the actual hosts want sprint races because you're going to more revenue. There's more eyeballs, and there's more eyeballs for the TV viewership is considerably up when you have qualifying on a Friday versus just practice. So I think that's the way it will gradually move towards.
But the one thing I would say is, if I remember when I worked I've never really worked a 9 to 5. So, but when I worked for the BBC, I was working at 6 till 2 or whatever it was. And if I'm working a Friday, so that's an early morning, but if I'm doing a late, say, so I'm doing a 2 till 10 on a Friday afternoon into the evening, when am I going to watch qualifying? That's the only thing I would say. If you're working a 9 to 5 job and quali's at 2 in the afternoon, when you can't watch it live because you're at work,
it's difficult.
So there is a difficult.
It is. You're right, and but I think also like time zones. It's always inherently, because this sport is global.
Yeah.
Inherently, they're always. I'm sure if there's a 2 p.m. qualifying, that might not be great for us in the UK. But then if you're 6 hours behind, it could be 8 p.m. in the evening. It could be I guess there's always going to be. But you're right. It's gonna. I think the total eyeballs is higher.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I agree.
But also it's gonna, unfortunately, is gonna kind of push out.
Yeah.
Certain fans, but
what do you? Sorry, not to switch the host here, but what do you think of the?
I like
that. What do you think of the Saturday format for Las Vegas? How do you think that's going to work? Because I don't have an opinion particularly.
So it's because we've got the race is on the Saturday night, isn't it?
So Wednesday is press day, and then Friday, Saturday, and then Saturday is race day. So it's Saturday at 10 p.m. I think, which is going to be chilly.
Well, we're going to be here at 6 a.m. UK time.
What a treat!
So I'm going to be up at about 3:30 to get here for 5.
Nice,
then
lovely.
So that's. But you know what? Like
dedication to the cause.
Yeah. Look.
Not to make you feel all bad, but that's what he does for this. This is
Yeah, I have to do it like 3 times a year because like Suzuka, Vegas, and I think they're the
Australia?
2 worst. Yeah, and Australia.
Japan's quite hard as well.
Yeah.
But Japan, you're already up, I guess, at 6, so you just have to be awake for the rest of the
Look,
day.
I can't sit here and complain too much. I know that we've got quite a big Australian audience and West Coast of American audience who have it a lot worse.
I do a great Australian accent when I'm drunk. I'm not drunk now, so I'm not doing it.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Oh, I should have bought some Jägermeister.
I did it around an Australian friend the other day. She was like, "You sound New Zealand." I was like, "I'll take it. I'll take it."
Oh, yeah.
Which is,
you can't get them too mixed up.
No. But it's hard. It's not. You either say 6 or 6.
Did you see that interview that Liam Lawson did with Kiwi TV? And he said his drink bottle got stuck in his nose, I think, on his first race.
I thought you were going to say during the interview. I was like, okay.
They have the straw.
Yeah.
And I think, what was his first race?
Liam Lawson?
Yeah, Liam Lawson.
So it was just after Zandvoort. It was Zandvoort.
Yeah. And he said at Zandvoort, because he'd never done that. I was in junior formulas, don't have that. So he'd never, and he got it stuck in his nose.
For the whole race?
I think so, yeah.
Gosh. What bad journalism for
us. And he still didn't put it in the wall. So give that man a seat.
Yeah.
And actually, talking of that, there's been a lot of rumours. I don't know where they've come from. It's Reddit will just pop out a rumour. Checo Perez retiring in Mexico is the latest one that's popped up.
I saw this. It's a great one.
What do you make? Because obviously you've got so much insight from the inside, and then these rumours pop up. And I mean, you are besties with Checo.
Besties.
That's my understanding of it anyway.
Yeah. That's another rumor that's on Reddit. Look, I think I can be incredibly naive with rumors because I'm always like, that's never going to happen. Then it happens, and I'm always like,
and this is Red Bull.
Yeah, exactly. Well, but this would be his choice in the defense of Red Bull. Retirement. I don't think retirement. Why would he retire? He's 32 or whatever.
I understand. I think I understand why he would retire. I would get it. If that happened, I would get it.
Would you?
Yeah, I would.
As a racing driver, you think he would just retire?
As a racing driver myself.
Yeah, clearly.
I think I could understand it. I could understand the pro.
I couldn't.
You look at his career, forcing it. He's given Red Bull a go. He's never going to win a world title in that Red Bull.
Yeah.